Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Will Cheese Fail sent in by you, the fans, to Lifesaglitchtv at gmail.com. Mr. Maximus Black.
Yes, sir.
Hitting me up with that old school noise. Down here in the bottom left, we got Team Blue. It's a special edition. It's a 3v3. It's a NordVPN special edition, guaranteed cast. And so it's a 3v3 this game, and apparently a cheesy 3v3. And I mean, when you have 3 people to be able to funnel resources, shit can get very real very quick, I'm certain. So I'll be interested to see what we end up with. But we got Team Blue in the bottom left, Team Red the top left, names of which are obscured for us in this format. But a Will Cheese Fail, hopefully for the ages, because it's been a hot minute since we've done a 3v3, Mr. Black.
It has been a hot minute since we've done a 3v3 and a 3v3 Will Cheese Fail on top of that.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what these players are going to do. It's not often we have a 3v3, but you know, guaranteed cast, NordVPN, you guys supporting. We appreciate that. I don't really have anything else to add early on here. How's life?
Well, it's wonderful.
Okay.
It's lifing.
Okay.
Life is lifing right now. Got, just looking forward. This is good. I actually got nothing, bro. There's nothing going on. My wedding is done, and now until we spend copious amounts of money to go on this honeymoon that Em has now convinced herself we desperately need to go on in the spring.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm just, we are going to do Spain and Portugal.
Oh, okay, so you are going to spend copious amounts of money.
Yeah. Once
Fantastic.
we're there, getting from one place to the other, basically $0.
I love
so
Spain.
it's 2 countries, but it might just as well be one, because really, oh, there we go. Live stream kicked out on me there. But yeah, she wants to go to Spain, she wanted to go to Portugal, and when we looked up, how much it takes to get from one place to the other, like, well, shit, we'll do a few days in each place and hit up both. So that's the current plan anyway. Sometime in the spring, and yeah, so I'm just bracing for that now. It's the next thing. Really do it for her. I'm not a travel person.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable all the fucking time.
Yep.
When I travel. So.
Yep. It just means, Adam,
not big travel person. It's just
you're gonna have to put your cello suit on, right?
Oh.
I mean, we're back.
What's happening?
We're coming back next next month? Some new cello.
Oh yeah.
We gotta make it happen.
Coming.
Here's the cheese.
Oh, it's coming.
We got a proxy
really?
hatch. I don't know how
it's happening.
It's actually happening. I mean, I don't know how much damage this is gonna do though. One hatch into a base of 3 people. I mean, he is doing. Where's your buddies at? I mean, this is all happening
anything?
Here. Oh,
there are 3 of you, and there is nothing.
Is he gonna build a spine crawler in this base?
How is there nothing in it? There's 3 people on this team.
Team! There we go. He's pulling drones. The lings will die. Spine crawlers are dying. We got more lings coming in. Speed is finished. He isn't building any lings here. Oh, the void ray's out. This attack ends.
All right.
But he is going to kill the queen. He's going to get a few more drone kills. In the meantime, nothing crazy though. Queen does pop out. We are streaming more lings in. Maybe he's going to go over to the probes now. This is what I'd be doing. Shield battery is up. Feels good to have a shield battery for now. You won't next patch. It's going to be great. Lings though, this is doing way too much damage.
Okay, so I'm missing what? Okay, so we're getting a fleet beacon up at Team Red already. So this whole rush thing, whatever this is, just this running a distraction, sounds like it's just pumping somebody up for carriers or something. Is what this has to be.
Dude, this is.
But Blue is already into air themselves. They've got themselves their void rays. That was just a weird. I mean. I don't understand the extra hatchery. You could have just built more lings and probably done even more damage if you had just stuck to lings. It's a little weird, but the fleet beacon is in, the upgrades for air are going, and this looks like we're going to end up in a bit of an air versus air toss battle, plus whatever the Zergs could decide to contribute. But, I mean, that was some light-ass cheese. That was like some brand new mozzarella. It's there, you can taste it, but it's really just there for the texture.
You know, it was some basic cheese, but Adam, that did quite a bit of damage, all things considered. Killed a lot of probes. The partners basically did nothing. I mean, we do have some Void Rays going up here. I mean, one dude on the team, I believe, is an AI. He's got to be at this point. I mean, he's not, but I think he might be.
Maybe he's just feeding the other two.
Meanwhile, the other team on the other side should have been teching up heavily. I mean, this side hasn't been touched. You're right, the fleet beacon is out. The carriers have arrived, but now these Void Rays are doing huge damage. The shield batteries, though, going to be able to keep the carrier alive as long as he can get in there. If I were him, I would just hit the overcharge button just because you can in the current patch, but pretty soon you probably won't be able to, which is, you know, a shame. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. It's going to happen all week. Just prepare yourself. Now these Void Rays are doing huge damage. Have no business doing this much damage when you have three people up top, just like with the Lynx.
No chance. Now there's a Phoenix in here lifting up the Queens, getting even more damage done. The Transfuse, though, slowing it down. Enjoy your Queens while you still can, because they're also getting nerfed, although I will say barely. I wouldn't say it's an actual nerf in the grand scheme of things. This team would probably play the exact same at the end of the day. But yeah, lots of Queens are very strong. The Void Rays are sent home. The Zerglings are chasing the other Zerglings on a completely inconsequential end of the map. No further damage has been done, but both sides have done reasonable economic damage to the other. And now we're entering that crazy, mid-game mark where in a 3v3 it's possible to suddenly be at tier 3 units. Yep. And so that's exactly what we're witnessing as we move in here. But 7 minutes in, and we've got sizable amounts of Void Rays. We've got carriers. We've got Hydras. We've got all manner of fuckery going on right now, and I don't even know how a 3v3 plays out if it doesn't end in the first 10 minutes. Maybe we'll find out.
Oh, I think we are going to find out here. Finally, somebody's using a ping as well. He's leading the charge there. He's like the team captain. Everybody go up there and attack this base. He's doing just that. These Lings, though, going to back off. Good transfuses happening there for our Zerg Doom. One lurker in play. Will he even be able to burrow? Nope, not with that cannon there. Or at least he might be able to, but he's going to die before he can do any damage. The Void Rays, though, doing big amount of damage. Still got one Phoenix. Would like to see a few more Phoenixes to pick up the Queens, but there should be an adequate amount of Void Rays to be able to get rid of the Queens, just in numbers alone. The carriers now coming in as well, transfusing like crazy, getting rid of half of the army and trying to go up to get rid of this other expansion, trying to pick off the cannon. Does just that and should be able to burrow over here to get rid of these drones. Decent attack from our blue players, stopping an expansion or two, but not really doing a whole lot in behind here. Still streaming in units, and that could be bad news bears.
It very well could be. You don't want to get caught in a situation where you're just, there you go, going back home now. Very well done. That's the way to do it. You don't want to be caught just streaming units in little bit by little bit, especially if you're, I don't know, a Zerg off creep. Although, again, enjoy that while you still can, because in the next patch, they are going to be zooming. On creep, off creep. Doesn't matter where they're at. Those bitches will be sprinting all over the place on those dashes. A lurker goes down. Unfortunately, at this point in the game, there's clearly observer level anything everywhere as the carriers come down, and Drizzle says no to who knows who.
I think he's telling him to back off.
He's just saying, he's telling him to back off. Yeah, okay.
He's the team
captain.
How
bold do you have to be to do a 3v3 with no voice comms?
Pretty bold. I mean, I'm going to be honest with
crazy.
you. I would have to be higher drunk to play 3v3 in StarCraft. I'm going to keep it a buck.
You know what? That would probably make it pretty fun, though.
It would be fun. That really would be fun.
Just 3v3 StarCraft, just completely fucking sauced.
You know, speaking of fun, I'm actually interested in trying out this new mode here in Stormgate. This they call it 3v3 Mayhem, and it's it's like a MOBA. It's MOBA infused, and you have a hero. You have hero units, or like each hero, and then there's like basically like a Nexus bar or like a thing that you got to destroy on the other side. It's literally a MOBA. So they went from like a 3v3 Warcraft style, and they said, nah, let's turn it into a MOBA and see what happens. I'm interested.
Yeah, boy, you know, when all else fails,
go MOBA.
Slap a MOBA on it.
Why not? Carriers, they've arrived. That's actually quite a few carriers.
Arrived in force.
Yeah.
It's a lot of carriers.
That is.
You know, five carriers and a lot of Mutalisk, which means that these Phoenix are really not going to be able to do too much as soon as they get pushed forward a bit here. You know, they're going to have to risk going where they don't want to, and that's in the way of all these interceptors. And if they get too close, they're going to get interceptors and Muta on them. But there are carriers of their own and storms. Huge storms, actually. That's a lot of damage. Continued damage, pushing those Mutas off, forcing the recall. Wow, I actually did not expect anyone to have the wherewithal to recall there. At the same time, enormous amount of Ling run by, closing down the far right expansions here of the red team.
Nice.
And that turned a pretty harrowing attack at their base into a serious counter. And a lot of damage being done here just in this run by with the Lings that continue to be the goats of this game, if I'm being honest. Zerglings doing just enormous amounts of damage for both sides of the field as they struggle to continue to do much more than just kind of clash with their armies in the mid-map. But yeah, well done. Good recall. I like that recall. You know what? I'm so used to seeing people just throw their units away.
Yeah. That's twice. That's twice we've seen recalls.
Yeah,
and I gotta admit, I was getting a little pessimistic here about this game, and all of a sudden it kind of turned into an action-packed game. I do like the counter that Barcode here did while we had the carriers versus carriers fight. A solid storm there as well, with a good recall back. The Mutas and the carriers were down there, and he went up with those massive Lings, getting rid of 2 bases, all meanwhile still expanding in behind. All of the tier 3 is still alive here for Drizzle. And, well, Drizzy might be going up there and might actually just be able to end this game here soon. This is a very, very scary army. I mean, you got to turn these into Archons. You get a couple of storms off. Still, all the Mutas are going down to Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this could be it. This could be it. This is a big attack here, but this is an even bigger attack.
Yeah, and I mean, any recall, you know, for these, there's no use in recalling these red units. They're pretty much committed to this fight down here, because if you recall, it's not really likely to do enough. So you're better off just staying down here for now, because they're going from right to left.
Yeah.
And
he's going to kill these carriers
You've
quick.
got time.
That's a lot of Phoenix.
Oh my God, that's so many Phoenix.
Yeah, this is GG. This is GG.
It looks like Blue is going to be the victor today, as this attack is immediately shut down with just mass Phoenix. Too much for those carriers to handle without any support. And that also means that there's not going to be anything really back home to be able to stop this as they scramble to try to put together another few carriers, but those will not be enough. Enormous numbers of Corruptors come out to try to hold back the tides, but the storms are going down.
Yep.
And they ate a lot of that unnecessarily.
Yep.
Now getting healed back up by these queens as well, but just that's an overwhelming force. He's going to be able to pick off several as they go, but it's not likely going to be enough. They have been decimated for their income, and at the same time, Blue is going to continue to be able to build units back at base and reinforce as they just march forward here. I will say, good job trying to get those numbers down with those Corruptors, but that's just not enough.
Yeah, and I just noticed that the timer was up there on the screen, so please, everybody at home, don't yell at me. You're going to know when the game ends, all right? I'm sorry. God damn it!
I didn't even see it.
No, neither did I. I don't know if there was a weird hotkey I picked. Yeah, I think maybe there's a weird hotkey that made it kind of fly open. That's why we normally have the overlay there. So just don't yell at me, all right? I'm human, man. All right? and you know what?
Son of a bitch!
The game ends in 5 minutes, but how does this thing keep going for 5 minutes?
That's a great question. If it goes for 5 minutes, I'm wondering who wins. That's my question.
Seriously.
Like, Blue's got all this, like, seriously, like, there's enough going on down here with red and the blue base that, like, I'm not, like, 100% guaranteeing a blue victory. Look at these queens going to work.
Big time.
Holy shit, the recall is actually substantive now, as there's only 4 carriers left.
Holy shit.
3!
All right, I suddenly don't
can't
feel bad about it because
Wow,
I still don't know who's going to
are.
win this game. I actually have no idea.
The Tempests and Carriers have returned after that recall, and Blue's forces have been completely and utterly devastated, decimated, removed from existence as they try to get a couple of extra points of damage done, but it's too late. They don't have any way of recalling home, clearly. And again, the GOAT of this game, Zerglings.
Yes.
Just enormous work.
Huge.
Being put in by a constant stream of like 80 freaking Zerglings, spotting another expansion, splitting off, leaving them behind, moving to the next one. More Zerglings come down to try to stop them, splits them off, and goes up.
This is going to be... Oh, no. I think if he uses all of his Zerglings here, he might be able to take this fight. No, he's going to have to back off. He can't afford to lose all of these Zerglings. He's going to lose the vast majority of them. Adam, unfortunately for Red, they are not mining really any minerals at all in comparison to the blue team, putting up huge amounts of static defense, which is what you want to do in this position. Although now the blue army getting thrown in here, getting rid of the majority of those corruptors, going to be able to take those out as well. Over here into the base, though, a lot of carriers are still in. I have no idea who's going to win. Red now has the units, but blue has the economy. How is this going to fare out? I don't know.
Bro, I honestly do not know. I mean, really, what does the economy do for you if you can't build units fast enough to keep up with the damage that your opponent's already putting on your ass?
Yup.
As they struggle to put them together, they do have a couple of Void Rays, a couple of carriers in production, but unfortunately, are they supply block? Because some of these units don't look like they're actually
Yes, some of them are supply block. Those Phoenixes are doing huge damage, and he's getting pulled in as well from these Vipers. Nice recall there. Really, that was needed. And now he is going to go back into the base and meet up with a whole bunch more Tempests and Carriers. Huge there. He did not let all of those Carriers die, and still huge damage being done on the mineral line. Been able to take out that base. Got rid of quite a bit down here as well. But again, Adam, these are all mining, and this is a wall. The Zerglings are not going to be able to come in here and penetrate this at all. And I don't even think a BBC at this point is going to be able to break this wall down.
No, a big battle cruiser probably wouldn't be able to do that, Mr. Black. But you know what would be able to get through the wall? Seamen. I mean Zerglings. And here they are. They're walking right in, completely unprotected, just completely right up the middle there, and gets another run by done before leaving to go back home. This is just a constant back and forth of getting a little bit of damage in and going home, a little bit of damage in, going home. And honestly, given the way this game is going, I mean, these Phoenix might be the thing that solidifies it. That's so many Phoenix.
That is a ton of Phoenix. Even the Corruptors are dying to them, and Phoenix are just notoriously dog shit against Corruptors, but not in this case. There's just a huge mass of them. And in order for Carriers to really do huge damage to Phoenix, you need them in abundance. You're not going to do a whole lot with 3 or 4 Carriers, especially if the Phoenix are focus firing and just not attacking interceptors. He's doing all the right things, and now going after all of the Overlords again. Tried to get into the wall, but again, like I said before, you ain't penetrating that. There isn't a chance in hell. And Adam, I think finally we are starting to see the question that we have been asking ourselves for the last 5 minutes. Who will win? It's starting to look a lot like blue.
It is indeed looking a lot like blue, and for a minute there, it looked like red was going to be able to pull out a victory. In the midst of all of that, really from almost the ashes, because there was not much going on, and they managed to scrounge together enough to do significant damage and keep themselves in the game. But these Phoenix have just been so hard to deal with. And there is the GG being thrown out by the first of the red players. Wow. I mean, this whole game is kind of come down to like Zerglings and Phoenix.
Yes, harassment. Yep. And recalls.
Just constant harassment and recalls. Yeah.
Both sides did well. I mean, this game had no business being this good. I feel like I've been shoutcasting for like 15 straight minutes. It was back and forth. I mean, there's a lot of action here. I don't think it was the highest level play, but who cares? I mean, there was not a whole lot of mistakes I was seeing. There was in the beginning, especially throughout the first attacks. But then as things started going further and further, both sides were making good decisions. Fantastic harassments from this barcode. This barcode might actually be kind of smurfing with friends, because the decision-making of this barcode was really, really good and was basically allowing the blue team to kind of get back into this game, because red was starting to pull away. And then once the Phoenix mass started happening, it just kind of flipped itself out. Really good creep spread. Really good decision-making by putting up these walls of static defense once they realized that they had crippled the economy of the opposing team. So just good decisions all around. Solid game. Solid.
Absolutely. Well done.
All right, well, we shall see you all in the next one. Make sure to hit that like button, and we will, we got more casting to do, so we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.